You're ready, you can go.
Hello, my name is Maponga J, all the way from Farmers of Thought. We're excited and we are happy to become part of this Africa celebrations and Ubuntu celebrations around the continent. The idea is not just to celebrate a day in a year, but to allow the culture of celebrating ourselves to become part of our daily lives. So whether we are looking at religion or the spiritual aspect and etc., it's not conclusive and it's not enough to only put a small little vendor thing on your shoulder and say you're an African. It must be all inclusive. And Ubuntu, for me, as far as I'm concerned, it is not just an ideology which must be spoken loosely. Ubuntu speaks to how we do our economies, how we do our cultures, how we do our business, how we do our governance, how we do our education, how we do our preservation, our agriculture, rites of passage, respect, moral, ethical behavior. And for some strange reason, this new concept of democracy constantly is eating into the fiber of the African children. And we hope that we can slowly, as artists, begin to inculcate and incorporate the full lifestyle of an African. Even this whole notion that Africans only eat the chicken feet, it is not true. Because you're going to tell me that in the olden days we used to chase the chickens and just cut off the legs and throw away the rest of the meat. We used to eat the whole meat. But during apartheid, therefore, and the white people would be throwing away these things, and Africans came up with an interesting recipe. Now all of a sudden, it has become like an African delicacy. It's not so. Half a loaf is not better than nothing. We actually must have the entire loaf. And I think we don't need to apologize for occupying spaces of our own spirituality and function, so that in the midst of us saying we are Africans, we don't just become Africans in terms of a name or it's just a program. We are on the continent, and our function must be holistic in that we practice our culture, we think like it, we act like it, we eat like it, we function like it, we worship like it, we build like it, and we heal each other like it. And for me, this speaks of a total package of a life of an African. And Ubuntu is just a chord, but umuntu ngabantu, umuntu ngumuntu nobuntu, ufungenabuntu yinto. Then what makes you a human being is the Ubuntu part. Therefore, once we remove the Ubuntu, you become something, you become a thing, you become a neuter. So you could be masculine, you could be feminine. But if you don't have humanity inside you, human kindness, meaning you must be kind to other human beings. You must be kind to other human beings. It is that kindness we want to capture as Ubuntu. And when that Ubuntu is missing, then masculine and feminine becomes neuter. It becomes neutral. It becomes non-functional in existence. And if we are not careful, the Eurocentric ideologies don't have humanity inside them. They have technologies, they have the I in them, they have various ways of interpreting their own family structures and etc. And if we allow them to take too much space in where we are living, we might be shocked one day soon to become coconuts. We remain brown on the outside, but the software that is running our heads has totally become European and colonized. Therefore, I think on this beautiful celebration, thank you, Zoaibula, for the introduction and invitation. I would have loved to be there to accept the award for myself, but you can please follow me up also on my Facebook pages, YouTube pages, and many other channels. Education goes on, because without a correct education, there's no way you can corrupt software and still the hardware can behave nicely. With those few words, I thank you. I wish you a beautiful and a wonderful Africa Day celebration.